All right, so Martin Biron joins us once again, and we just heard Rick Tocchet, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, doubling down on his comments, saying he needs more players to step up in Game 5 on Thursday night. Very public about his comments. Marty, take us inside that dressing room. How will those comments be received?
Well, Rick Tocchet coaches like he played, and he played like he's coaching. He's a tough customer. But if you feel that those comments are geared toward you, well, they are. Right? There's some guys that can say, I'm playing really good, and I'm going to continue to do my thing, and that's not about me. But there's a lot of players with the Vancouver Canucks that has to feel like this is about them. And you even look to JT Miller after Game 4. He said, I got to be better, right? I got to take away that pass. Elias Pettersson got to score goals. And I know that, Pettersson's a different type of personality. He's not going to go out there and make very big comments about it. But still, that's about you. You have to be better. There's two ways to respond. Two ways to respond if you feel like it's about you. One, you have to give 100% effort. You have to compete. Compete all over the ice. Compete for one-on-one battles. Compete for 50-50 pucks. You have to compete. You have to put in the effort. And two, well, don't feel sorry for yourself. Like, this is not going the way you want it to go, especially offensively. If you're a top player for the Vancouver Canucks, don't feel sorry for yourself. Go and work harder. Go and show your coach that you are responding to his comments. And if he said it in the media, if Rick Tocchet said it in the media, that's because he also has said in the locker room and on the ice. So this is not news to the players. They know what to expect of them.
And Marty, speaking of Rick Tocchet, he gave an update on Thatcher Demko and said that lower body injury is actually progressing very well and that he might be even tracking to potentially be able to play in game number 6. If he were ready for game number 6, given how well Arturs Silovs has played, how would you handle the goaltending situation?
I have to see what happens in Game 5. Like, to be honest with you, Jay, it's a big difference being up 3-2 or being down 3-2. If Vancouver wins Game 5 and Silovs is good, then you have time. You just bought yourself some time. You can give Demko a couple of more days and maybe a week, right, if you win the series, to be ready for the conference finals. If you lose Game 5 and now you're down 3-2, well, maybe you put Demko into an uncomfortable situation, but one that needs your top goaltender to be in there. So, yeah, I mean, this is very cliche, but you got to wait until what happens in Game 5 and how you want to move forward. Now, I would still think that Thatcher Demko for Game 6 would be a big question mark for me. Like, this is a really quick recovery from somebody that looked really, really bad after Game 1 in the first round. So I think it's been a quick recovery. So Game 6, I put a big question mark, more likely for Game 7 with Thatcher Demko, if there is that, or in the next round.
We are a day removed from Calvin Pickard winning his first NHL playoff start against the Vancouver Canucks in game number 4. Marty, something you said after that game on our show I thought was really intriguing, and I wanted to ask you about it again. The style of play that Pickard brings to the table compared to Stuart Skinner, very different. Can you explain exactly what you meant by that?
Well, Calvin Pickard is a battler, right? He's not perfect technically, but he is going to battle for screens, for rebounds, for every pucks that are laying at his feet. He ends up on his back sideways so many times, but I think that the Edmonton Oilers have responded really well to Calvin Pickard all season long. He played in 20 games. He was in 20 starts. He played in 23 games. He was 12-7-1, but he battles, and I think that's the energy that you need in the playoffs. Stuart Skinner at times this year has battled, but now he's struggling a little bit, and he's just trying to be good technically, almost overthinking his positioning. Am I in the right spot? Where do I need to be? I hope the puck hits me, right? But you're in the playoffs right now. Hoping that the puck hits you is not good enough. And I feel like, look, there was a bold move by Chris Knoblauch to put in Calvin Pickard for Game 4, but it wasn't a reckless move. It wasn't a crazy move. Pickard has been good and now needed to give the team energy, the way that he battles, the way that he fights for pucks. And he responded well, and the Oilers responded well. So that's why sometimes the styles of the goalies and seeing them in practice, how they fight for practice, how they fight for pucks and making saves, it gives you an indication of why you want to move forward. And Knoblauch moved forward with Pickard, and it worked.